To hold on because Burnett is starting to unload.
That's better from Burnett, just work behind the jab a little bit more.
Burnett looking for the big right hand, which has already put Perez down once in this round. Sort of a cuffing shot around the back of the neck. Nice uppercut inside from Burnett. And a solid left hand. Complaint that the heads clashed from Perez, I think. Perez looking a little bit disorganised as he wants to hold on.
And Burnett doing some good work, just a half a step too close. Just smothering his work just a little bit. He's getting through with the shots, but not getting maximum effect.
A little bit of reddening around Burnett's right eye, where that jab of Perez has found the target.
But so was Burnett more in this round, I think, and Perez has felt the power. He doesn't like it.
Right hand again gets through what is starting to look a fairly porous defence of Sergio Perez. Good solid left hand in there as well from Burnett. It really does look a different level so far as punch power is concerned.
Yeah, just switch to southpaw, then go through a nice little looping left hand. Just when Perez throws that lazy jab and Burnett dips the left shoulder, just needs to come back with that right hand quick. Good shot.
Oh, right hand got through again, and once more Perez holding on to buy a few seconds as the seconds tick down in the concluding stages of this second round. Well, the bell coming a little bit early according to our clock. That was a comfortable round for Burnett.
Oh yeah, clear round for Burnett. Closed the range better, didn't he? Just lacking a few more jabs for my liking. That's all it is. Just to close the gap, to make the space for the shot, just get a little bit of distance so he can time the distance for that right hand. But he's putting Perez under a lot of pressure, isn't he? Perez have to work hard with his feet, have to throw lots of punches, trying to keep Burnett away, but it's not working. It was a genuine shot, John. I thought it was a bit of a slip, but it was a genuine shot.
Kind of cuffed him, a good cuffing shot, wasn't it?
It didn't look heavy, did it? But it obviously carries a lot of power.
It'll be a 10-8 round as a result of that, Barry.
Yeah, most definitely, John. And I think Burnett's working well. Just at times, sometimes, just getting a little bit too close to Perez and just smothering his own work a little bit. But apart from that, a good round.
If you're just joining us, this is boxing from Vratsa in Bulgaria. Ryan Burnett against Sergio Perez. 6-round bantamweight fight, and we move now into round 3. Burnett on the right-hand side of your picture.
Well, when you see the replay of the knockdown, actually, when you see a slow motion, it looks a decent shot, doesn't it, to give Burnett some credit.
Starting to unload again. Looking for powerful body shots, Burnett. Crowd starting to fill in what must be another first on Box Nation. We're in the Nature and Mathematics High School Hall.
We go everywhere, John.
Well, the important thing is that Rabchenko, who's coming up as the main event later on, is WBC #1 rated, and assuming that Floyd Mayweather vacates that title, then in all probability he's going to be fighting for the vacant crown at some stage next year, if he can get past Bradley Price tonight. Well, Perez, having looked a little bit unsteady in that second round, seems to have regrouped better here in round 3.
But he's having to work hard, isn't he? He can't keep Burnett away. He's not accurate enough to keep him away, and I don't think Kelly's enough power. Oh, lovely. Really good shot there. Just slid in there, then just slid in with the front foot to get that right uppercut into play.
Well, Perez is not looking too eager to go and mix it with him now, is he? And that's a right hand. He only just got the glove up in the last nick of time. Partially blocked the punch.
It was a good little sequence of work there from Burnett. Didn't do a lot of work, but he was feinting, and then a couple of feints and through the jab. Just trying to entice Perez out of that tight defence.
Good footwork, good balance, Burnett.
Again with that right hand to the body, Perez feeling it. Perez starting to drop that left hand low now. When he throws the jab, he brings it back low. That's, for me, is Burnett's key, to throw that right hand over the top.
I think that right hand, that last body shot, I think he certainly felt the weight of that punch. And goes back to the corner, the Spaniard, having conceded another round.
Oh yeah, most definitely another Burnett round, and you really could say you could easily give him all 3 rounds, couldn't you?
First one was close.
But it's at his pace, John. That's the good thing for Burnett. He's making all the play. And Perez is going to have to fight. He's had to fight on reactions. He's had to do all the work, all the moving round, and all the anxiety seems to be in the Perez corner.
That's one of those body shots, thudded home, and as
that's the right hand over the top.
That's it. The elbow just drops a little bit to protect the rib cage, and it leaves the opening. Not quite that time.
No, but he has a plan. It looks like he has a little strategy, doesn't he? Trying to work the body early just to get the lower the hands. And then all those right hands that we're seeing here, they're starting to punch through the guard. Now he's starting to get the target. Perez's defence is getting a little bit looser where those body shots are starting to take effect. So it's a good educated work from Ryan Burnett.
So into the 4th round, getting a few rounds under the belt at this stage of his career won't do him any harm.
No, that's the shot, lovely. Did exactly what we were talking about, John. Just dip that left shoulder, throw the right hand over the top when Perez come back with that lazy jab.
Good to see Ricky Hatton obviously enjoying his role as a trainer so much now.
Can't miss with that right hand. He's enjoying himself, isn't he, Ryan Burnett?
His body shots are surely taking a toll. You can see how red he is around the rib cage. Perez is taking some big right hands.
Looking very comfortable, Ryan Burnett, just making Perez miss with ease. Even though Perez is trying to let his hands go, there's no conviction in the punches. He's thinking about what's coming back before he throws his own shots.
Burnett looking for that big right hand. And Perez not doing a lot more now than just survive.
Well, the first right hand in that little exchange, I think it shook Perez up just slightly. Left leg wobbled a little bit. Good shot.
It's good variety of punch from Burnett. Shouts of encouragement from Ricky Hatton, lovely, as he targeted the body with what was once very much a trademark hook as he stepped to the side, sort of punch that Ricky Hatton used to throw so effectively. Another good round for Burnett. Perez is still there in front of him, showing durability despite having touched down in the canvas, on the canvas in the second round.
Yeah, he's doing well to stay in there. You've got to give him his credit, but it looks like the ambition is slowly being punched out of Perez.
That's another clear round to Burnett. He's not been able to get rid of this Spaniard as yet.
Good round though again. And he looks so strong, doesn't he, for such a young man? So strong and so controlled. And you forget he's 21 years of age.
Originally from Dover, moved across to Belfast as a kid. His dad was from Dover, then grew up in Belfast and now based in the Manchester area with Ricky. First six-rounder and fifth round coming up, so Ryan Burnett is into uncharted territory, at least as in competitive action.
Again, good work, and he's blocking the punches coming back from Perez as well, which is, so he's aware of what's coming out. It's good. It's good for a young man, for 21 years of age. It's a good display, and the rounds are invaluable at this stage of his career.
2 rounds to go. Ryan Burnett very much in control on the right-hand side of your picture.
Again, just the pace of Perez's punches has slowed down a little bit, haven't they? He's wary of what's coming back, so making it easier for Burnett just to slip and slide.
Starting to look as though Burnett might have to go the full distance, though, this fella. Nice body shot inside from Burnett there, with right hand.
Or maybe just for Burnett, though, maybe just to change the pace and the weight of his shots, just to just try and trick Perez, just to shoe shine a little bit upstairs, then whip that big left hook down to the body.
Taken a lot of those as Perez, once again gesticulating to the referee as much as that right hand he thought was around the back of the head.
And Burnett looking for the finish, isn't he? Loading up with every shot now.
Looks as though it's going to come now, Barry.
No, I just think even though he's heavy-handed with every shot, it's that as a fight you can get used to the weight of the punches, even though they hurt, you can get used to the weight. Just as I'm saying, just trying to mix it up a little bit, a little lighter shots, a little bit more injection of speed, and then whip a big shot in now and again. Just confuse you, don't know what's coming next. Very strong for a 21-year-old, John.
And not a bad performance. Never at any stage he looked as though he's going to get beaten here tonight. Showing good variety of shot and now showing good stamina as we go through this fifth. Another round in the bag for Ryan Burnett, the Irishman. Apologies for local production not having microphones in the corner, which is why you're not hearing from Ricky Hatton as he speaks here to Ryan Burnett.
Again, just seeing the timing and accuracy there of Burnett. A little bit of professionalism there, just holding him up with the left hand, so he's disguising the right hand, covering his view. But it's been good. It's been a good, just the physical strength of a young man and pushing a guy. And for Perez, he's had 5 fights, won 4, lost 1, but he's won 3 on a bounce, so he's coming with a lot of confidence himself. And Burnett has literally just punched that confidence out of a guy who has on paper a decent record. So I think it's a really, really good and mature display.
Looked in the second round as though Perez was perhaps starting to unravel, but here we are now in the last round. Nice body shot inside from Burnett, good left hook.
He's trying to bully his way now, isn't he? Trying to bully Perez to the ropes. He slips a shot well, Burnett. I think because he's explosive, I think that's his cue to fire back quick. No, he's not a slip and slide defensive fighter. He's a slip and slide come forward fighter. So he needs to throw. But when he don't, he just got clipped there with a left hook himself.
He'll learn from a few rounds of competitive action, a bit more confidence as well, getting 6 rounds in the bag.
This is great, and it's been a decent pace, and he's put all the pressure on. Perez always stayed on the front foot, kept the centre of the ring. And he's loaded up with most of his shots, so that's quite hard to do, John, for 6 rounds. It takes a lot out of you yourself. And his footwork's been quite good. You could make more of angles sometimes. Sometimes he stays in front of Perez. But again, landing with a big right hand, and Perez don't want no more of that. But he's been game, hasn't he, Perez?
Yeah, he's kept on.
And again, switches to southpaw, Burnett. And then back again.
Where do you stand on switch hitting? You're not a huge fan, are you?
No, I don't like it at all. I just think it's I just don't think it is good. They're better now than they've ever been because the amateurs switch a lot, so they're more used to it. But traditionally, you're weaker defensively, I think, when you switch. Like we were always told, if a fighter switches on, you jump all over him.
Ryan Burnett has shown on occasion here that he's ready to switch. And finishing this last round with some eye-catching offensive work.
Yeah, good shots, good timing on those shots, and hitting the target with ease again. And he still looks like he's got plenty in the tank, doesn't he, Burnett? Still looks quite fresh.
Last few seconds, and it's been a display of authority from Ryan Burnett. Still looking for the big shot in the closing seconds. Sergio Perez, having been down on the second, he's withstood the storm and sees it through to the final bell. And that wasn't a bad scrap to open the evening with, and a good performance from Ryan.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance, and those 6 rounds would have done him more good than the other blast outs that he'd had in his previous 3 fights. He learned a lot from that fight, learned that he can do the 6 rounds at the pace, and not everyone falls over when he hit with a heavy shot. So, and he coming against a guy who was ambitious, who'd only lost 1 out of 5. A good display. Impressed.
Well, you've got it by a long way to Ryan Burnett, as surely it must be. Not 100% sure, judging by the efforts of the Master of Ceremonies in the introductions as to how this result's going to be given exactly, and whether indeed it's going to be given in English. But Burnett, he's done well. And on your card, Barry, 59 points to 54.
Yeah, and even that was probably generous to Perez, to be honest. But yeah, Perez credit, he had the crack, he had the go. You know, it looked like he was going to falter in the second round, but he kept trying to fight back. But Burnett's so strong and confident for such a young man, and dominated from start to finish. And you know, you can see why Ricky Hatton's raving about this kid. Still, there's a few things that he could, you know, keep that left hand up, some little bad habits, but he was never under any pressure, so there was no need to worry about those things.
Travelling fans supporting the British contingent. Burnett given as the winner. I'm afraid I can't help you with what the scores were, but it must have been by a clear margin. It may well have been a shutout. So, a good opening performance from a Ricky Hatton fighter, and the undefeated record of Ryan Burnett is extended.